So we can just see the line item. Okay, so in the last class we have done till the step number 8, where we have just posted the purchase invoice for a normal and one-time vendors. So if I need to just display the line item for my vendor and for my normal vendor and one-time vendor, so I can do it with the help of transaction code FBL1N, and it is under the step number 9. So here if we just see, if I just run this transaction code again, FBL1N, so just click on execute button. So here the system will just show me, here you can just see we have the status for our line item as open or clear. So if you want to see your open item for your vendor, so you can just keep the radio button on the open item, otherwise you can just click on cleared item. If you want to see all, so the system will just display you your vendors open as well as cleared line item. Now for example, if I want to display all, so since we have only open item, system will just display us the open item. So here we have the normal vendor and we have the open item of 100,000, where for the one time we have a open item of 200,000. Now here you can just see we can't see the name of our one time vendor. So if you just double click on the invoice, here if you just double click on the invoice, system will just take you to the detail of the vendor, where you can just find out the name, address and other detail for your one time vendor. Press enter button and then go back. Now here if you need to do the payment, but before that you want to see the balance for your vendor, so we can just follow step number 10, and the transaction code is FK10N. Transaction code is FK10N. So here we can use FK10N. Now here we have the vendor, so for which vendor you want to see the balance. So here press F4 option, system will display you the vendor for your company Ericsson. You can just select the relevant one. For example, I want to see the balance for my normal vendor, then click on execute button. System will display me the balance for my normal vendor. So we have the balance for our vendor on the credit side. So here it will just show me the balance with amount 100,000 credit. So here how I will come to know that this is the credit balance. So it is coming with the minus sign. The amount, when the amount will come in the minus sign, it means credit. When the amount will come in the without any sign, or the positive amount will be coming, so it would be a debit amount. Now here we can just see this is the credit amount, which means that this is our liability, so we need to do the payment. So if we go for the payment, and before that if I want to also display the balance for my one time vendor, so just press F4 option. This time we can just select another one time vendor and then click on execute button. System will again show us the balance of 200,000 credit minus. Now if I need to just make the payment for both of these vendors, so for that I will just go to the next step, and this is step number 12. I will do the payment through the transaction code F-53, and here we can just make the payment to both of these vendors. So here we have the date as 25th of August 2016. So you can just observe the document type we have here. So the document type the system has just given us, it is KZ or KZ. So KZ document type we use for the payment document. Now here if you are doing the payment to your vendor, so the system will just ask you for the two accounts. So one account to whom you are doing the payment, to which vendor you are just making the payment, and here we have the account through which bank account or through which cash account you are making that payment. So here we can just mention the account, cash account. So you can just enter cash or bank account here. So it is 200 100. Business area is Ericsson, and amount is how much? Let it be 100,000. Now here we have amount. Here we can just give the narration or text as being payment to the vendor. Now select your vendor number option. So you can also select your vendor to whom you want to do the payment. Let it be normal vendor, and it is 800 721. Now here you can just see the button process open item. Click on this, or you can just press enter button. System will automatically take you to this screen. Now you can just see the system is just showing you your open line item with the document type KR. How I will come to know that this is the purchase of the payment line item? So you can just see the document type is coming as KR, which means that this is the purchase line item. Now here you can just see the amount assigned, there is a field not assigned, and if this field will have the balance 0, so in that case only we will be able to save this entry, save the or post the payment document. If this field will have any balance, whether it is 1 or 2 or 10 or 100,000, so system will not allow you to save the payment document. So here we need to just ensure that it would be 0. So in the coming scenario we will have here the balance also. So how to fix that we'll also see. So here we will just go for the posting. So system will just give you your payment document number. So you can just observe your payment document number. It is 400,001. If you want to display it, you have a transaction code FB03 through which you can just display your accounting document. And if you want to display through the menu, so you can just go to the menu, and here we have the option display. So you can just go to the document and then click on display. So system will just display you your payment document number 400,000. Now after this payment, what is the change? System will give you in your vendor line item. So you can just see through the transaction code FBL 1N. So let's suppose I want to see the all line item for my all vendor. So just click on all line item and then click on execute button. Click on execute button. So this time what you will see this your normal vendor will not have any open line item. So here we have the clear line item. So you can also see the clear line item will be shown by the system with the green button. So here along with the purchase document we have also payment document, and you can just observe the clearing document number which has been given as 400,001. Why the clearing document number 400,001 is coming for both the line item? Because if you observe, this 400,001 is our payment document number. So that system has just used as a clearing document for both of these line items. So we'll just talk about the clearing document more when we will be doing the partial or residual payment in the next step. Now if you just go down, so here still we have the open line item for our one-time vendor. It is 200,000. Now before doing the payment to this one-time vendor also, if you just check the balance for your this normal vendor, so you can just go to FK10N and then click on execute button for this vendor 100,82831. This is for the one time. We can just check for the normal vendor. It is 21. Click on execute button. So this time what you will see the amount is coming on the both side, debit and credit side. So this is the purchase we have made, this is the payment we have made. Now if you just click on the balance, so the system will just show you both the line item, but if you just click on debit, it will just show you the line item for the payment. So you can just see the document type is coming as KZ, and if you just double click on the credit amount, system will just show you the purchase amount and document type is KR. And if you just click on the balance column, so the system will just show you purchase as well as payment. Now the balance for this vendor, it is nil, so we can just go for the next one. So if you need to do the payment for the another vendor, and for that we can just click on execute button. We can just go for the F-53 transaction code. F-53 transaction code. So here we can just go for the payment for a normal vendor. This time again I will just give the account number as 200-100 business area. It is Ericsson and amount is 200,000. Amount is 200,000 for my vendor, and which one? It is 31. It is 31. Press enter button. Again you can just see here we have the not assigned amount as 0. We can just go for the posting. And again what you will find the balance for this vendor also. System will just show you as a nil, or we will have no outstanding for this vendor as well, one time vendor. Now just click on execute button for 3-1. So we don't have any outstanding balance. Now here, if you just want to see the line item for this vendor also, you can again go to the FBL 1N and display the line item for the both the vendor. You want to just see all line items. So system will just show you clear line item with the green button. If you just go down, so here we have the one-time vendor, and this is the payment, and this is the payment clearing document number. It is 400,001, and this is the payment document number 400,001. Now the next thing, we have the partial payment method and residual payment method. Now in the interview, sometime you may be asked the difference between the partial payment method and residual method. Now what's the difference between the partial payment method and residual method? So here it is saying that when you are paying to the payment to your vendor below or less than the purchase invoice, so either you can just go for the partial payment method or residual method. So what is the treatment we, or how the system will treat this partial payment method and residual method, so that we will just see. So first we will have the partial payment method. So under the partial payment method, it is saying that when you will be just doing the payment to your vendor and it is less than the purchase invoice, so what the system will do? So the system will just keep your payment line item. Your payment line item would be a new line item. It would be a new line items. So these new line items will be maintained as a open line item. Will be maintained as a open line item when until unless it equals to the sum of or it until unless it equals to your purchase line item, purchase amount. So the system will just keep the payment line items, the total of or the payment line item as a open line item. So for example, if I need to pay my vendor 100,000 and I'm just making the payment as 20,000, 30,000, then 10,000, 5,000. So what the system will do? System will just keep all these line items, all these payment line item as open line item along with my old line item. Now what is my old line item? Old line item is my purchase line item. So when these line item will be cleared, so these line item will be cleared when I will be making the final amount, so whether it is 1,000, 2,000. So when the system will just find that the total of my payment amount is equal to the purchase amount, system will clear all the line item. So this is what we are now going to do under the partial payment method. So again, for that we need to just post the purchase invoice, and that we can do with the help of transaction code F-43. If you remember, we have also gone through the transaction code FB60 through which we can just post the purchase invoice. So here I am just trying to use FB60 through which we can just enter the purchase invoice for our vendor. So let it be 100,721, and this is my normal vendor, and the amount, the date is 25th of August 2006, 25th of October 2016. Amount is how much? Let it be 300,000. Let it be 300,000, and you can just give the narration. So here you can just see the company is coming as AB11. We can just switch it to Ericsson, and here we have vendor, date, amount. So we can just have the being purchased, and purchase, let it be for raw material. Amount is same, asterisk, and text is plus, and business area Ericsson. Now you can just simulate the document, go for the posting. Vendor doesn't exist, so just search for a vendor, press F4 option for Ericsson. It is 821. So just go for the simulation and then post. Now you can just observe, you can just display your purchase document. It is 300,000. Now this time if you just go for the payment, and this payment you are making through the partial payment method. So here let's suppose for the for the open item, here we can just see the open item for our normal vendor. It is 821. So the system will just display you a balance of 300,000. Now here you can just see the system is just showing you due, the status for this line item is due. If you might have noticed the earlier line item which we have just cleared today, so the status, the system was just showing you it was overdue. Why overdue? Because this is due to the terms of payment. So if you remember, we have assigned the terms of payment as 0001, under which if we don't pay the payment for our purchase, for our purchase line item or for our purchase, so the system, or the next day or next to next day we do the payment, so the system will just start showing the status for that purchase line item as overdue. So here the same invoice, if you do the payment of the same invoice tomorrow, so the system will just start showing you the status for this invoice as overdue. Why? Because as per the present terms of payment we have with the vendor normal, we have to make the payment today only. So how to change the terms of payment, that we will also see. So just go back. So this is the outstanding. Go back. Now if you just go for the payment, and this time for 300,000 you are making the payment, and this is 1,80,000. So let's suppose you are making the payment for which vendor? For through the cash account 200 100, business area is Ericsson, and amount is 1,80,000, being partial payment to the vendor, being partial payment to the vendor. Now here you can just select the vendor number, it is 21, and again press enter button. Press enter button, system will just take you to the next line item. So you can just see here, this time we have a balance, it is 1,20,000 for this not assigned field. So as I just shared with you, if we have any balance, any amount, system is just showing you under this field, we will not be able to post the line item. So here if you just go for the save option, system will not allow you to post the payment document. Why? Because there is a difference of 1,20,000. So how you will just settle, how you will make it this difference as 0? So how we can just make this not assigned amount as 0? So for that we need to just go to the partial payment tab. So here we have the partial payment tab, we can just click on this, and the system will just showing you the payment amount as 300,000. Now our actual payment amount is 1,80,000. Our actual payment amount is 1,80,000. So this is the amount we have entered, 1,80,000. Now if you also see, it has been mapped, it has been assigned against your purchase line item. It is 1 lakh, it is 3 lakh, it is 3 lakh. So if I want to just map this payment amount 180 for my purchase invoice, for my purchase invoice 180, so I need to just make this 300,000 as 180. Then the system will just show you the not assigned amount as 0. So how I can just make it 0? So for that, if you just double click on this payment amount 300,000, so the system will just show you the actual payment amount which we are just making. So how much we are making? We are making the payment of 1,80,000. So just double click on this 300,000, it will just show you the amount as 1,80,000, and this not assigned balance field will just show you the 0 balance. So here we have the 0 amount here, so which means that we will be able to post the entry. Now if we just go for the posting, this would be a new line item. This would be the new line item, and this will be added to your purchase line item, that is 300,000. So you can just go for the posting. I will just show you. So I just open another screen where I can just display you the line item status for your normal vendor to whom you have just made a payment of 1,80,000. So the system will just start showing you the line item. Now this time you can just see there are two line items. This is the old line item, this is the new line item. So this is what we have just discussed here. We have just discussed that until unless the total of your purchase amount will become 300,000, system will just keep all the line item as open. So this time, let's suppose this outstanding is 1,20,000, and I go for the payment again, and this time it is 30,000. So let's suppose I have made another payment of 30,000 to my vendor through bank account 200 100, business area Ericsson, and this time it is 30,000, being partial payment to the vendor. Which vendor? 821 vendor. Now just click on process open item. So this time system will just start showing you two line item. Why? Because here we have here two line item. This is the reason system will just start showing you here also two line item. But we need to just ignore the payment line item, because always your payment will be cleared against the purchase invoice. So here you need to just select your payment line item. It is the KR document type. It will, and the document type should be KR. Now you can just go to the partial payment tab. You can just go to the again partial payment tab, because here you can just see there is a difference of 90,000. So here, until unless we have here the zero, system will not allow you to post the entry. So if you just go for the posting, again the system will just show you there is a difference of 90,000, which is too large. So you can just go to the partial payment tab. You can just go to the partial payment tab. This time what you can do, you can just see there are two line items. You can just deselect the payment line item. How to deselect the payment line item, and how we will come to know that this is selected by the system or this is deselected by the system. So if the system will just show you the amount with the blue color, which means that it is selected, this amount, this line item has been selected by the system. But if the amount will be shown with the black color, it means that this line item has not been selected by the system. So how to make it black? I will just double click on the 1,80,000. It will become black. The color will change. Now here you can also see the system has just disabled the payment amount. Now again you need to just go to your purchase line item, that is again 300,000, and this time double click on the payment amount, and this time how much payment amount will appear? 30,000. Now you can see the not assigned will become 0. So this is how we can just click on, we can just post this payment line item, go for the posting. Now what is the change you will see in the payment line item for your vendor, or in the open item for your vendor? So you will just start showing, the system will just start showing you one more line item that will be attached to the original, that will be attached to the old line item or previous line item. Now here if you just, this is the screen we have open, where we can just see the open line item for our vendor. You can just go to the menu list, and you can just see there is a button refresh. So you can just go for the refresh button. System will just start showing you the update. So here we have the update. Now the balance is 90,000, and why it is 90,000? Because a new line item has been added and the amount is 30,000. So this will keep going on and on and on. So until unless here we have the sum of the payment line item as 300,000, system will not clear your line item. Now for example, if we do the final amount, that is 90,000, so what is the status after that? So we'll just see, if we just go for the payment, and under the Ericsson business area, and amount is 90,000. So here just go for the payment to the vendor. Which vendor? 821. Press enter button. Now here you can just see the system is just showing you the amount as 0. If it is showing as 0, so we don't need to go to the partial payment tab. We can just directly click on save button. So if we just go for the payment, and this is the this is the last payment we have made. So what you will find here? You will find the system will just clear all these line items. The system will just clear all these line items. If I just go again to the menu list refresh, the system will just show you no line item, where all these line items have gone. So these have been moved by the system to the cleared item list. So if I just go to the all item and then click on execute button, the system will just show you the amount. You can just see. So here we have the cleared line item, and system will just start showing you the amount 300,000, 180, 30 and 90 as a cleared line item. Now how I will come to know that what is my last payment amount? So you can just see what is the clearing document number we have received. We have received the clearing document number as 400,005. And why we have received the 400,005? Because the last payment which we have made as a 90,000, so it has a payment document number 400,005. So that has cleared all the line items. So this is the reason the system has given you the clearing document number as 400,005. Okay, so this is the method, partial payment method. Now we will just go for the residual method. And what is the residual method? So here from the name it is clear that it will be related to the pending or residual. So if you have something residual, if you have something pending, for example, my purchase invoice is 100,000 and I am doing a payment of 30,000. So how much is my residual amount? So it would be 70. So what the system will be doing? So system will just create a new line item of 70,000, and that will be maintained by the system as a open line item, and your 1 lakh line item will be cleared by the system, and it will start showing you under the cleared item list. So under the residual payment, what we will find? We will find the balance amount will be created as a new line item by the system, and system will just clear your old line item with the original amount. So, so here we can just see under this method the remaining amount will be shown as open, and system will clear the total amount of your invoice. So, so here if we just go for the partial payment method, and first for that we need to just make the purchase. So that purchase this time I can just make through F-43, and again here you can just see the posting key is coming as 31. Again I will just go for the normal vendor, it is 821, and how much amount? Let it be 400,000, and business area Ericsson, and this time again we have purchase 40, raw material consumption account, amount asterisk, Ericsson business area, text plus overview the line item, and then go for the posting. Go for the posting. Now you can just go for the line item. You can just check the line item for your vendor. So just go back, or you can just click on refresh also. We can just see there is a open line item of 400,000 and other line items are cleared. Now how you can just make it as a clear line item? For that we can just go for the partial payment, partial payment, but this time we will be following which method? Residual method. So for the payment we can just go to the F-53. Just a minute. Now here this time we can just go for the payment. It is 25th of August, 25th of October 2016. Document type is coming as KZ. Now what is the amount you want to do? What is the payment amount we want to do? So let's suppose the outstanding is 400,000. Let it be 250. My payment amount is 2,50,000 through the account 200 100. Ericsson is a business area, and amount is 2,50,000. 2,50,000. So it is being payment to the vendor. Which vendor? 21 821. Now just press enter button. So there is a difference coming, and the amount is 1,50,000. This is the remaining amount. If you go for the posting again, system will not show you, allow you to do it. So this time we can just go to the residual line item tab. So here we have the residual item tab. We can just go there, and you can just see the system is just the system is not showing you the residual line item or the residual amount. So here we have a not assigned amount of this is the amount 1,50,000. Now if you just double click on this residual item, system will just show you the pending amount, the residual amount. So here we have just I have just double click on this. Now system is just showing me 1,50,000. So you can just see this not assigned will become 0. So we can just go for the posting. But what you will find the system has just created automatically a new line item with amount how much? Pending amount. So this is the being residual amount, and you can just overview the document and go for the posting. But what is the change you will find in the payment line item? So, or in the open line item for your vendor, what is the change you will find in the FBL 1N? So you will see what you will see in place of 400,000, system is just showing you here 1,50,000, and this 4 lakh will come down under the cleared item list, and with the payment amount 400,000 only. So if I just refresh it, so what the system is just showing you showing us now, it is showing us that this is the payment residual amount we have 1,50,000. This is the purchase and this is the payment. Now actual payment amount is not 4 lakh. It is 250. So if you want to see the actual payment amount, so for that what you can do, you can just make the changes in the layout. So you can just allow the system to display the payment amount. So here we can just go to the change layout, search for the payment amount field, and I want to display this field, show this field. So system will just show you the payment amount for this 400,000 as 2,50,000. 2,50,000. So this is my pending amount. Now for example, for this 1,50,000, again I want to do the payment, and this is 70,000. So what will be shown by the system? So that we'll just find. Again I will just go to the F-53, and for my account 200 100 business area Ericsson, and this time I'm making a payment of 70,000. Being payment to a vendor, which vendor? 821, press enter button. This time what you will find? You will find there is a difference of 80,000. If you just double click on, if you just go to the residual item tab and double click on the residual amount, so it will just show you amount as 80,000, and this will become 0, and this then go for the posting. Again a new line item of 80,000 will be created by system. You can just give the narration as residual amount and go for the posting. And what is the change you will find? So again you can just go to the FBL 1N vendor line item for your normal vendor. So just go for the refresh. So here we will just see 80,000 will be shown by system as open, and 70 or what is the payment amount you have made, so that will be shown by system as a clear line item. So you can just see here. So here we have the 150 we have made. Just a minute. Here we have made the payment of 70,000. So this is the pending amount. So here you can just see 80,000 is coming as pending amount, and system is just showing you the amount with the, and this is the previous line item amount, and it is 1,50,000, and the payment amount, how much is the payment amount? So payment amount is 70,000. So again if you just go for the change layout and go for the just display the payment amount, so system will just show you the payment amount as here, and you can just default also, so the payment amount will become will be shown as 70,000. So this is the difference we have between the partial payment method and residual method. So under the partial payment method, all your pending line item will be shown as open, and when the total of your payment line item will be equal to the purchase line item, all will be cleared by system. Whereas under the residual payment method, system will just keep your pending amount, your residual amount as a open line item, and the system will just clear your line item with the original amount. So this is the difference we have between the partial payment method and residual method. Now we will just go to the house bank, but before the house bank, if you have any doubt regarding the partial payment or residual, so you can just let me know. Okay, fine. So we can just go for the house bank. So this time we can just find that how we can just make the payment through the bank. As of now, we have been doing the payment through the cash account. Now we will just set up a house bank in the system, and we will just start making the payment through the house bank. Now what do you mean by the house bank? Actually house bank is considered as any bank or its branch. Any bank or its branch, it could be Citibank New York or HSBC New York, or Citibank New York or Citibank Washington. So these would be considered as two house banks. And let's suppose if we have a house bank and we have multiple accounts there, so these accounts are called account IDs. These account IDs and these accounts which we are maintaining at our house bank, so these are considered as a account IDs. And with these account IDs we will attach the GL. So for example, if we have created the GL for the cash account, on the same line we will be creating the GL for our bank account, so here we can just go for the GL creation. So here for the creation of the house bank, so you can just go to the transaction code FS00. So we can just create the bank GL with reference to my cash GL. If you remember, our cash account number is 200 100. So with reference to the 200 100, I will create my bank account GL. And here how to create it. So for that we can just go for the transaction code FS00 GL master record. This time I can just give the reference of this time I can just give the GL number 200-101. This is my new bank account GL. Now this I want to get created with reference to my existing account, and this existing account we have for the cash account number we can just give here, it is 200-100 for the company code Ericsson, or you can also take it from some other company code. Let it be KPMG. So you can just see uh, the system has just taken the properties from our existing account 200-100 in some other company code KPMG. Now if you want to make the changes, so you can just go for the changes. So for example, we can just change the description. So this is not the cash account, this is the bank account. So let's suppose this is the bank account, it is Citibank account, or here we can just give the narration as house bank Citibank. Let's suppose Citibank outgoing amount, outgoing account. Why I have mentioned outgoing? So this is the account we are maintaining for the outgoing payment. So here we can just give the same text for my long text. So this is the Citibank outgoing cash bank GL. So just go to the other tab. So we will have the correct information. So system has just populate all the fields. So we don't need to do anything. Just go for the posting. So here we have just set up a GL for the bank outgoing payment. Now what you need to do? You need to just set up the house bank. But before that, I will take you through the EBS system. So how this system works. So here we have a system that is called EBS. EBS means electronic bank clearing system. Electronic bank reconciliation system. So this is called EBS system, electronic bank reconciliation system, through which what we will see. So we will just see that system will automatically clear your line item. So for example, in case I need to do a payment and I will just give a check to my vendor. Now who would be clearing this check? Obviously bank will be clearing this check. So how I will come to know that? Let's suppose today I have just made the payment and that check is getting cleared after 10 days. So how I will come to know that this check got cleared after 10 days. So and accordingly I will just make the changes in my record. So I will just get a statement from my bank and I will just upload that statement in the system, and through that is called EBS system. So through that statement, the system will just find the open line item and clear it with the vendor. So how it will be cleared? So for example, if I need to just make the payment for my vendor, so if I am making the payment for my vendor, it would be my outgoing payment. it would be my outgoing payment. And we have the scenario 1 when we have the purchase, when we need to do the purchase payment or vendor payment. In that case, as of now, what we have seen that we just make a simple entry, and that entry is vendor to vendor account debit to bank account or cash account. So as of now, we have been doing the entry in this way, like vendor account debit to cash account. But actually if we just make it here bank account, so how we will be doing the clearing? So this is how we'll be doing the reconciliation with our bank account, which we will be maintaining with our bank through the EBS system. So for that reason, so we'll be maintaining 3 accounts. So first account we will be maintaining as main account. Here for this I will just remove the hyperlink. Okay, I will just remove the bullet. So here let's suppose we have 3 accounts. So first account is my main account. What is this main account? Main bank account. And I can just give the number as 300. Then I will have outgoing payment account. So I can just give the number as 301, and incoming payment account. This is account number 302. This is the ID I can just give as 302. Now it is saying that when you will be doing the payment, so what will happen? So you will be creating your this account. You will be creating your this account, and this is outgoing payment amount. Outgoing payment account will get created. When we'll just get the confirmation from the bank, we just upload the statement. So this account which we have just created, so automatically system will just debit this account, and the balance we have in our bank account, main bank account, which is the actual bank account, so that will get reduced. So if that will get reduced, so this bank account will get created, and this will get debited. So how it will be done, I'll just show you the accounting entry also. So in the case of vendor payment, so here what the system will be doing, so for example, if we have the payment, so in the case of payment to the vendor, so again vendor would be debited, and this time we'll be giving the credit to the outgoing clearing account, outgoing payment clearing account, payment clearing account. So let's suppose we have made this payment on 25th of October 2016. Now we just got the confirmation from the bank that okay, this got cleared on 30th October 2016. So post this, or after getting this information, so we will just do the clearing in the system, or we will just do the reconciliation in the system. So here what the system will do, so system will just credit our actual account, which is the main bank account, and debit this outgoing payment account, and here credit to main bank account will be created. So this will be knock off automatically by the system. So this is the case when we are having the outgoing payment. But when we are having the incoming payment means the payment we are getting from the customer. So the same will happen. So for example, when we normally when we just normally have a sales invoice, and after that we just receive the payment from the bank, from the customer. So first it will be crediting in the bank account, then the confirmation will come to us. So for example, we have the another scenario when we have the incoming payment. So in this case, what will happen? In this case, normally actually what we do, we just do a entry. It is bank to bank account debit, and we just credit our customer account. But here we didn't get any confirmation that our main bank account. So here you can also give the number as, here we can just give the number as you can just give the number as 300. Sorry, it is 301, or it is 302, and here we have 300, and here you have 302. So this 302 will get knock off. It will get knock off. So ultimately we will have the only 300 which will be created. Then likewise we will have here. So here we have, we'll just enter the entry at the time of crediting our customer. So it would be incoming payment clearing account. Which account this time? 301 to customer customer account. And when we will just get the confirmation from the bank, when we are just doing the reconciliation, so our main bank account 300 be debited, which means that it got received the money, and we will just credit the incoming payment clearing account, and again it is 301. So this is how we do the electronic bank clearing. Okay, so here we will just set up this main bank account, or you can just say we can just set up the outgoing payment clearing account through which we can just do the payment, right? So this house bank setting will be doing tomorrow. And for today's class, if any query or any question you have, just let me know. Manasa, you have any query?
Oh no, Jitesh. I'm good, thanks.
Jitesh, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to give our interviews? Are you going to touch some topics or interview questions?
Yeah, once this training will be over, I'll just share with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Okay.
Okay.